Right, we're back. I'll show you my asparagus. It's lovely and charred. It's only been another sort of 2 minutes, and it's got some lovely sort of burnt bits on the outside. Some lovely kind of brown bits as well going on there. There it is, I hope you can see that. That means it's done. So we put that away now on a plate. There we are. And then straight into a warm oven. And just keep it in there until you're ready to go. So now we've got our pan and it's still on the heat, and we're going to toast our bread in there. But that will take a little while. Okay, so just press it down and forget about it. You can get everything else ready if you like while it's doing it. And that will just be probably 2 minutes. Don't move it. If you want to get those little chard marks on there, then don't move your bread. Just keep it where it is. Right, so next is the egg. And the key to a perfect poached egg is putting it into a ramekin before it goes in the water and stirring the water before it goes in. Some of you may be a fan of using vinegar in the water. I used to do that as a professional chef when you were cooking, 40 poached eggs in a go. But to be honest, a big pan like that can handle probably 4 poached eggs without the need for any vinegar in there at all. And there is a level at which the vinegar becomes tasteable in the egg, and really what you want to do is taste the egg. So the vinegar is useful for immediately helping the white to set if you're doing lots of eggs all at once, but to be honest with you, if you're only doing one, I wouldn't think it's necessary. But what is important is that you stir your water. I'll show that to you in a minute. And the other thing that's important is you put it in a ramekin so you can drop the egg gently in rather than cracking the egg over the water and it falling in from a great height, because that's what separates the white from the yolk. And of course the best poached eggs have the white and the yolk both in together. So with the back of your knife you just give it a smart knock and put it straight into your ramekin and just pick out any bits of yolk, any bits of shell that go into there. We can check our bread now. It'll be another minute or two. It's getting there. So now you've got your egg in your ramekin and you turn to your water. Open it up and it shouldn't be boiling. Now the stirring will stop the boiling, okay? But it should not be boiling at the moment that you pop your egg into the water, because the bubbles are what will stop the white from setting. So as soon as you take the lid off, it should stop boiling if it's on a low enough heat. If not, just turn the heat off, that's fine. Another way of stopping it boiling is to begin to stir it, because as Mr. Long will tell you, that increases the surface area to volume ratio of the water, and therefore increases the rate at which it cools. Right, so we give it a stir. Now it doesn't take a lot, and you don't want a whirlpool. You just want the water gradually turning around. So 5 stirs, that is. Turn the bread over. It's nice and toasted. And then you pop it straight into the middle. Very gently. Okay. Lid straight on. And keep it on a low heat. Don't turn the heat up. Just leave it. Okay. It doesn't need the water to be boiling. It only needs the water to be on a really low heat. And that will take probably 2 or 3 minutes now for your egg to cook, for the white to set, but for the yolk to be still running. At this moment you should see that your egg is at the bottom of the pan and the white has formed a perfect circle around the yolk. And that's because you've stirred the water and because you've dropped the egg right into the centre of the water, so that the kind of whirlpool effect keeps it turning around. So that's pretty much it. All we need to do now is put our meal together when it's ready. The toast is nearly there. I haven't quite got that char on there yet. It might happen or it might not. You never know. Sometimes it's less effective than others. Sometimes it depends on the bread that you've got, etc., etc. But as long as it's toasted, as long as it's nice and crunchy on top. And I do have to say that sourdough works so nicely for this recipe. Normal bread just doesn't have the same sort of crunch when you when you toast it. So I can see now that the white has all coalesced, it's all come together, and it will take probably 2 minutes more, I would say now, for that egg to be done. You mustn't do anything to it during this time, because all of any murmuration in the water will upset the setting of the white. So just take the lid off from time to time and have a look at what's happening. But I would say as a rule, I don't time these things generally, but as a rule I would, char, there we are, look, char, that's what I was talking about, ta-da! As a rule I would say to leave your egg in the water for probably at least 3 minutes before you do anything to it at all, on a really, 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 really low heat. So we are pretty much ready to go now with our gorgeous poor man's asparagus benedict with healthy Marie Rose instead of hollandaise sauce, and all that's left to do now is to finish off our egg and put it all together and make it look beautiful. So we're going to get a piece of kitchen roll, okay, and just leave it there, that's for your egg. I'm going to make sure we've got everything else in the right place, because what you don't want to be doing is dilly-dallying when you take your egg out, trying to find things around the kitchen. So it's all about getting your setup ready so that you can cook it quickly. And if you're cooking for your family, let's say that it's your turn to make brunch, how impressive would it be to have all your kitchen kind of laid out, and then you can just deliver these 4 or 5 plates of gorgeous food that all look delicious. And that all comes from your prep, your setup at the very beginning. So your toast is toasted. I've turned the pan off now because I don't want it to burn. So I'm just going to leave it in the pan like that, and it'll just sit there and I don't know, look good until it's time to eat. So now we turn our attention to the egg, because it is basically going to be ready any minute now. And what you can do now is take your slotted spoon and gently lift it from the bottom and lift it up and have a look, right? And you're looking for the wobble. Now you want the yolk to wobble but the white to remain stiff. And here I can see that it's not quite there yet. So I'm going to turn it right up now, the water, to finish it off. It's okay for the water to be boiling as long as the white has set. And remember that the water will boil more quickly with the lid on. Gosh, this is a physics lesson today. It will boil more quickly with the lid on than it will without the lid on, because it limits the loss of temperature due to the cooler atmosphere above it. Apologies if I got the nomenclature wrong in our STEM department, but we get the picture. Okay, I think we're ready. So, right now, we're going to go into the oven and take out the things that we have got ready, and that is our asparagus, looking gorgeous, the plate we're going to eat off, and the plate holding the asparagus. And everything else we can move out of the way, and we can make it. So, pop the pan away. There we go. So we take our, hope you can all see this, let me just check you're in the right place. Perfect. So we take our bread, and we put it right in the middle, and then with the asparagus, we just kind of lay that diagonally across the top, with the points pointing the same way. It looks nice like that. And what you can see at the bottom, I'll just turn my egg off before it boils over. I'll be really quick so I don't overdo the egg. Is, can you see at the bottom you've got these beautiful white tender spears? That's where you peeled it. That is the beauty of peeling it. Anyway, don't dilly-dally, Mr. Reynolds, because the egg's ready. So we take the egg out. And I've got to say, although I don't like blowing my own trumpet, this one is a beauty. So you've got the white yolk coalesced, the white coalesced around the yolk. And what you want to do is now limit the amount of water. So you put it onto your kitchen roll and just gently dab the top, don't break the yolk. And that'll soak up all the rest of the water, because you don't want that. You can pour away the water we used to boil it. And then we want some salt, some pepper on top. And then a spoon. Because what we're going to do then is pick up the egg gently on the paper. There we go, let's not have any stuck on the bottom. There we go, no kitchen roll stuck on the bottom, and we plonk it very carefully. I know that's an oxymoron. We place it very carefully on top, and then finally we come back to our Mary Rose sauce. Now if you want to be really, really restauranty, you can grab the spoon and go blob down and then smear it. You see, like that? Wow! But I don't really like that as much as napping, and nappe means to blanket it on the top. So get the spoon and just blanket a little bit over the top like that. Right, let me show you then. Here we have asparagus benedict with a poor man's Mary Rose sauce, toasted sourdough, pan roasted asparagus, if that's what you want to say, perfect poached egg, and some lovely Mary Rose sauce on top. Guys, I hope you enjoy it. Please do send in pictures of what you make, even if it's got nothing to do with that at all. Just send us your brunch, okay? And let's have brunch together. Do enjoy your food, and I look forward to seeing you again next time when we'll be making scones. Okay, bye everyone, cheerio.